Hello, hello, hello. It's a brand new day, and this is our morning connection. How are you doing this morning? I am Skip Cour. I'm so glad you are here joining me for our daily ritual, our daily discipline, our habit. Just 2 men, a little bit older. We're looking at the world a little bit differently at this age. One thing I remind myself, and it gets me to just get up in the morning and come to you and get my mind right. That's what this is for. Just 2 men going through the journey of life. Using this internet as a way to really enhance our life, to take control of the information that's coming in to create the lives that we really want. That's what I want to talk about in today's morning connection, live video broadcast. But if you're watching me on a recorded version, that is okay. If you're watching me on the replay version, what I think would be the best way to use this, right? Use this time that we spend together is looking forward to a specific time in your day. I know that it's 3 o'clock in the morning here, Pacific time here in the United States. Very, very early in the morning for me, but I know that for you, you could be watching in the afternoon because you're watching me live, and it's that time at your part of the world, evening sometimes. I know that we have an international audience. All right. But whether you're watching me live and it's a different part of the world that you live in, and it's not morning, or you watch this in the afternoon, make it a part of your day. Just 2 men with a unique perspective. It's a little different going through life, and you know that, right? One thing is that at this stage, now that we're a little bit older, and we're looking to better ourselves, get more control, chip away at those goals. Are they ever going to materialize? When we're younger, sometimes we just think if we have good intentions, a good heart, the rest of the world is just going to just realize that and just work hard, keep on doing the same thing. It'll eventually pay off. And I hope in some areas of your life that has happened. Maybe you have you're just great at a certain area. You're so committed to it, so persistent at it, and those areas of your life, they just happen to work out just the way you wanted it. But one thing is, no matter how great life is going, there's always a higher level. There's more things to experience. We have to grow and expand. What was great for us 5 years ago, if we just stay there, it's not going to still be great. It may just be okay. We might appreciate it. We have to expand and grow. We have to find ways to do that. And sitting around and just having the best intentions, by this age, you realize that's not going to work. We have to continually chip away, keep on keeping on, and crack the code. Right? And that's what this is for. Our unique perspective, looking at life, we probably have the same mutual passion for fitness, for personal development. If you continue to join me on this morning connection and just use this just to get your mind right as you take on the day, then you probably already know that, looking for these small distinctions. I mean, you wake up every single morning. Hey, by the way, did you wake up this morning with your game face on? Did you go to bed last night and let it marinate? There's one specific thing that's going to put you ahead that maybe you'll put a little bit more of a priority on, a disproportionate amount of your willpower, focus, energy, and time, because you just tackling that one area that you thought about, one project, something that you're after, put a disproportionate amount of your willpower, focus, energy, and time. It's going to take you to that next level. Did you wake up this morning with your game face on? Now, if you didn't, that's okay too. Right? So life is a long journey. Our connection together, we got plenty of time. I do want you to, every time you hear that music, you hear me pop on, you hear the words morning connection, I talk about this is our morning connection, just to remind you that we need to adopt that habit of waking up in the morning with our game face on, that living with a sense of urgency. All right. Did you wake up with your game face on? If you didn't today, let's do it tomorrow. If you did, and it could be more clear, that's just what this is for. Just that one distinction. There's one thing that I want to teach my kids, and this is what I've learned through life is, when you know what you want, right? There's a lot of ways to get there. There's probably a lot of, the journey, right? The ups and downs are all around, right? Get down, knock down 9 times. Get up 10 times, right? There's a lot of challenges that are going to go with it, right? In addition to knowing what you want, but to give yourself the best chance to get what it is you want, you got to know what it is you want. Waking up in the morning, connecting with me and saying, Skip's there. Hey, this is our bro time. I know what I want today. You still got to go through the journey. But knowing you have a shot. You have a shot. You just show up for life. You take control, right? You take control of your thoughts and you take control of your emotions. You got a shot to win. And if you really think about the things that you're most proud of in your life, right? There has been that disproportionate amount of willpower, focus, energy for whatever reason, right? And you knew what you want for an extended period of time, and that's how you did it. And it may have been effortless for you, right? That's what we have to do, attack those areas of life that don't come so naturally to us. We have to take control of our thoughts in that same way. I was in one of my one-on-one coaching sessions with a gentleman. He's just about at the end of a year, and the main point that I want to bring up, is that there's one particular area of life he is just amazing at, outstanding at, for no particular reason. It's not necessarily gifted with all these certain things. It just became important to him. Now, I have my theories why that became so important, but it really doesn't matter. He found the distinctions, he found the strategies, found the information, he immersed himself in the process, he read books, he found mentors. For whatever reason, that one particular area of life, he was like just a mad dog after it. All right, and think about that. What is that for you? You may sell yourself short and say, well, I'm pretty good. No, there's one area that you're better than most that people admire you for, even though there could be a higher level, even though maybe you don't value it as much, at least at this point, that other people do. That you were just a mad dog. You just were focused. You were persistent for whatever reasons. You left it all on the floor. You were resourceful. You were gritty. Right? What is that one thing for you? Right? Maybe again, you take it for granted. And so, the next area that he's after, right? He said, well, how do I drum up this, or this energy, this passion, this focus, because I don't feel it. I'm kind of happy at where I'm at right now. And that happens sometimes, and when you can't accomplish one area of life, it doesn't come as quickly as you want. I'll tell you, there's one thing that you need to do is, are you really giving that effort? Are you really leaving it all on the floor? Are you really breaking down? Are you dedicated to it? Are you really putting in your time? Are you being resourceful and gritty? Right? I can't answer that for you. If I were to challenge you on it many times, yeah, I am. I'm doing everything. Right? Well, everything, I don't know. It could just be one small distinction every single day. I don't know. But if you think you've done everything, you're going to have a real challenge. Right? A smart guy like you can't get it done. It's going to be your perspective. And so there's one thing that I do is I compare it to what I was the best at, right? Became internationally known as drug-free bodybuilder, right? And it wasn't just the training, it was the eating, it was the marketing, it was the with sponsorships with companies, all the articles that I wrote when I had a full-time job, very, very early in the morning, late at night, the cardio, the persistence, the doing contests, doing well, but doing not so well and getting back up and going through this mental, emotional onslaught, ups, downs, and all arounds. There was something inside of me that I left it all on the floor. And so everything in life, whether it's coming to you, building our audience, it's coming through as your coach and your friend, I can compare that journey to what I'm having a trouble cracking the code. And most of the time I'll say, look, you are not, Skip, leaving it on for you. And that's what you got to get honest for yourself. Nobody can tell you that. You have to understand that yourself, that part of self-awareness. And when you compare it to that one thing, but first you got to appreciate that one thing that you're great at. Are you really doing everything the same way? Are you really doing everything? Right? That's something to think about. Let's see who's joining us on today's broadcast. I want to acknowledge you for being here. Hey, thank you so much for the direct messages, the emails, the comments that you're putting down below. I'm glad that you're getting value out of this time that we're spending together. I always, got to be a patient guy, and that's what I want to talk about real quickly in today's broadcast, about using this internet for power. You taking control of the information that's going to your mind, and you using it to get what you want instead of just hoping it comes to you. That's what I want to talk about in today's broadcast. And when I think about it, I see like the live broadcast, right? I'm seeing the live, how it's ticking up, right? Where I have this plan, you got to be patient. Can't just say, hey, I got a great idea. Why, yeah. It should just be totally just filled up with people, right? That would be nice. But life doesn't work that way if you haven't noticed that. You got to be resourceful, gritty, find a way, make adjustments along the way. Put it on you. Don't say the world sucks or that isn't possible, right? You create your own reality with your beliefs, right? And so you want to hang around people who have beliefs of optimism that it can be done, all right? To have an extraordinary life, you got to be in that at least top 20% out of 10. You got to be that top 2. You got to think like that top 2. You got to hang around people in that top 2 with that optimism that it can be done. People will always tell you what the masses can't do. And they'll always point to negative people struggling and the worst people in the world. You got to stay away from those pessimists because you are creating your reality. They are creating their reality. They begin to see what they've come to the conclusion. The future has not been written. Those thoughts really matter, and you got to surround yourself with people who are optimistic, who believe that it can be done if they provide the value. If they are just persistent and gritty, they look at the world like you and I do. The type of men who would even listen to a Morning Connection live broadcast to compare notes on a daily basis like you and I do. All right. Hello, Musashi. Good to have you here. Good evening to you, sir. Well, thank you today. Musashi says, I'm looking at you. Like the red? I have to tell you guys something. So, I've got these shirts, an assortment of colors, and I kind of put them in this little spare bedroom, and they're all like lined out. And I wear a different color shirt every single day so that when you're scrolling down my feed or you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. And by the way, if you're watching me on YouTube, I do this live every single morning at 3 o'clock in the morning on my Facebook page, at Skip LaCour page. But if you're watching me right now, you know that. I also have a YouTube channel, all right? A separate YouTube channel from my fitness channel because you and I were kind of special. I think everybody needs this. I think I wouldn't be so dedicated if I didn't think this. A lot of men, they just want the fitness, and I appreciate that. I can give them that fitness information. So I kind of put this aside for our special group of men who want to become the total package, fitness and a lot more. All right, so if you're watching this on YouTube, I do it live on Facebook, and then I upload it over to YouTube. So there's a lot of guys watching this on Facebook, and so we're building the YouTube channel if you're watching on that. All right, so subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll put that link down below if you're on Facebook. And the thing about it too, if you love this message, you got a few minutes and you want to catch up, maybe you're new to watching this Morning Connection, you can just go through the channel and you'll see all of the ones that I've done in previous days. You can catch up on this. Hello, Brian. Good to have you here, sir. Good snowy morning where you are. Good morning, Pete. All right, good to have you here. I see Batmuth, Mohammed. Wow, got a lot of people here today. We're growing here. Lennar, Anthony, Twan, Maxwell, Neil, Alejandro. Wow, awesome, 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 guys. Doug. All right, guys. All right, so real quick, all right. The internet, I'm telling you guys, it is the most powerful tool in the world when you know how to use it. And I'll tell you now with so much high quality, so many people passionate coming at you from their perspective, everybody can do this now, which is an awesome thing. You've got a lot of energy coming at you, a lot of different opinions. But you have to take control of who you watch, what goes into your mind. There's a lot of people in the world, right? But how many people do you really need in your life, right, to help you to grab their energy, to create value? How many people do you really need to make your most ambitious dreams and visions and goals and emotional experiences that you want to experience on this time we have on the planet? How many do you really need, right, and a close, connected relationship? Well, the internet now, with so many people coming at you, you got to be really selective. And I'll just tell you, if there's one thing, you got to stay away from people who are pessimists, who look at the negative. There's this whole, way of seeing the world, everything going on, and they can pick out the negative to protect themselves. Pessimists, but they call themselves realists, and they're always pointing out those things to you. Look, we already know the negative things going on, right? We know, we're smart enough, and I'm going to assume that you're smart enough that you know the difference, right? So they're always pointing out the negative. We know that, right? The thing is, we have to go through all these different opinions and find out what we need to empower us. We have to take control of it, right? The first thing is, I'll tell you, look, I look at the internet, and I'll just tell you this. Look, I'm not immune to this. It's a discipline. It's a way of thinking that we have to understand its importance. Look, there are guys who just are a train wreck. How they look at the world, the ups and downs that they go through and they post on the internet, the wild thoughts that you could tell, God bless them that they're going through their journey, right? And I've told empathy, I want everybody to be happy. But I think sometimes we as human beings, it's entertaining to look at these people who are just a train wreck, and whatever reasons, right? You got to stop yourself from doing that as much as you can. You can't spend that time and energy, right? You got to be open to what you want to aspire to and think to, and it's out there, right? Again, if you know that out of 100 people, people struggle, we don't have to go over that, right? The unethical people, the bad people, because there's at least 20% that you want to be a part of the top 20%. So we know the 80 is out there. We got to think and grab the ideas and get the energy from the people that we want. The internet's there, and it's there. I've got a whole group of people, and I tell you, over the last couple of years, I've really honed in on what I'm telling you. And my whole perspective of life has changed because I found the right people to follow. And they're like me. Well, they're coming to you at a consistent basis. And I'm telling you, it's really shifted my life. And I've been a lifelong student. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars going to seminars, working on my mind, to next level knowledge. It is out there. It is out there for you. But you take control of it. You take control of it. And again, resist the train wreck, the entertaining train wreck. That's not going to get you where you want. All right, so that's all I wanted to talk about. Think about it. Do you have a list where you gravitate towards? It's really important that you do that. Hey, one other thing, take a look at my morning connection, a MANformation course, the mindset actions of a powerful alpha male leader. I'm just going to put that link below. If you haven't heard me talk about it, just check out the link, right? It's a course. If you love this power, if you love it, you want to take it to the next level, you want to, log off it and then get on a specific course, right? If you love this type of information, take a look at my course, the mindset actions of powerful alpha male leader. It's 11 hours. It's 6 sessions, audio course. You can download to your phone while you're doing cardio, while you're on your drive, right? Step-by-step workbooks, videos, right? But the biggest thing is that you and I, when you make that investment in yourself, you're the type of guy who does what it takes. Got more time behind us than in front of us. You're going to make sure the rest of the time you're going to take control of it. Get one-on-one time with me. I'll get you clear. I'll get you focused. All this stuff that I talk about, that's so powerful that you're getting from this morning connection, this time we spend together. I'll help you have the objectivity and perspective of what you need to do, not generic stuff, what you need to do based on your goals and values. Do that in an hour and a half time we record the call. I mean, that's the real power. So take a look at that link down below. All right, guys. I get this energy. I get this energy from you every single day. I just woke up a half an hour ago. I'm thinking, what am I going to talk about? I don't have anything to talk about today. You know what's funny about that? I probably wake up at least half the mornings not knowing exactly what I'm going to talk about. Turn on this camera, get your energy. I feel it right now. I hope you're feeling mine, right? Jolts me. And I always seem to have something to say. All right. So remember this, take on the day with a sense of urgency. You're going to see this with some projects that I've got going that I'm really excited. This has become my theme, all right, my mantra. And it gets me to take consistent action even when I have self-doubt, even when I'm uncertain, right? There's a lot of things I want to accomplish and experience. There's a lot of things I want to do for my family. There's a lot of things I want to do for you that I get uncertain about, that I got to move forward. And what gets me, just pushes me over that, to just try one more time, to wake up in the morning with that game face on, is I realize I've got more time behind me than I do in front of me at this stage of life. I have to take on the day with a sense of urgency. And not just my business, not just my physical body, but my connection with my family, the leadership, what I instill in my children. I got to love, I got to hug, I got to produce, I got to eat, I got to train, I got to become the total package. I got to do it with a sense of urgency with this time we have left on this planet. Take on the day with a sense of urgency. Expect the best from yourself. Expect the best from your efforts, that they eventually will pay off. Sometimes not as quickly as we want. If we find the right value, they will pay off. Right? Expect the best in other people. We will depend on other people as we go through this journey of life to reciprocate the value that we provide, the emotion, right? To get what you give at the level that you want. That may not happen right away, but expect the best in other people, that they'll get it. They will get you. Expect the best from yourself. Expect the best from your efforts, and expect the best from other people. Have a great day.